Kuwait. So if we are talking about environment, we are talking about sustainability, then we are talking about power and water and how can we reduce using them.
In the United States also and in Europe, they are recycling the water. Some people do not drink it, but they use it for other purposes, for watering the plants, cleaning, and etc. Here in the state of Kuwait, lots of people are calling for the same thing. How can we reuse, we're not going to say the sewage, but the used up water? How can we use it? Like here, a wastewater. What exactly are you going to do with it?
Well, to be specific, I mean, we are talking about the municipal wastewater here. It's been treated since 1980s, and we have almost 5 to 7 plants in order to retrieve the municipal wastewater and reuse it in agricultural usage and greenery and farming such as Abdullah and Wafra areas, or dump it back in water with less contamination. And these processes in Kuwait mainly consist of 3 processes. The physical, the first process, which to expel or reduce the what is floating, such as cans or gravels, in order to prevent any fouling for the unit. And there's another treatment, which is the biological treatment. And the final stage is the chemical treatment. That is the conventional way of treating. But we have also advanced treatment plant, which is a Slabia treatment plant, which can treat the water to the level of drinking water. However, we are just using it like for greenery and farming, as we said, because the source of the water is kind of
up until this moment, it's not a drinkable water?
It's like meet the requirement to be a drinkable water, but if you just come back to the source of it, it's like a wastewater, so that will be like an obstacle for people to accept it.
So it's a human being
rejection.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? Can we do it here in Kuwait?
Of course we can. I think when Dr. Badr Shri'an was the Minister of Electricity and Water, MEW, he had a visit to one from the water treatment big stations here we have in Kuwait, and he and Dr. Naji Al-Mtairi, he was Kisar chairman, as well as Dr. Salah Al-Mudhi, he was the EPA chairman, also Environmental Protection Agency, if we can name it. They drink the water directly from the retreatment water.
To encourage others to do the same thing. Did it work?
Yes, it works.
Really?
It works. Now,
you should have brought some with you here. We can drink it on the air.
No, they drink it on air.
The minister, they drink it like from Slabia plant, which is treating the water as...
nothing happened? He didn't get sick, anything?
Nothing. Till now, nothing happened.
No. That's wonderful. What about the relationship between the healthy city, power, and water?
As I mentioned earlier, when we are talking about the environment and environmental impact, we are talking mainly here in Kuwait in electricity and power, and how we can produce them and how we can reduce them by conservation. Now the program expresses a commitment to sustainable development for the whole city. All kinds of development that you have in the state must be in a sustainable way. Now this issue lead us that we have to depend on, or we have to upgrade our attitude, our behavior on how we can consume water and power. That's why it comes when we are talking about conservation. You know, conservation is a very big umbrella. A lot of people think about it just like to turn off the lamp or just to close the tap. No, it's not enough. And you know, it may be these 2 acts maybe take maybe 12 to 20% only from conservation.
That's it.
Conservation, it is an attitude. Yes, it is a knowledge. Behavior. It is a behavior more than anything. So because you can conserve with everything. You know, as we all know, we have the generosity.
It's funny in the Quran, كُلُوا وَاشْرَبُوا وَلَا تُسْرِفُوا إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُحِبُّ الْمُسْرِفِينَ.
That's it. That's the concept. That's the main idea.
إن المسرفين كانوا إخوان
الشياطين. Exactly. So that's what we are aiming to. The program or the whole Healthy Cities program is directed.
You mentioned something really vital here. It is an attitude and it's a behavior. So you take it step by step, just like a baby step.
Yes, exactly.
One step at a time. But you have to keep in mind that you live in the state of Kuwait, and we have the weather here is very hot. People use the water more than the average person in Europe and United States all together combined. Because here we pray 5 times, and we use water to clean up our bodies because we sweat a lot because it's so hot in here. And not to mention that we live, most of us here in the families, like the father and the mother, and the children are married to each other and something like that. So, and also they have their servants, they have their drivers, they have everybody else. So they consume more water compared to the European people and the American people.
Okay, let me just mention two interesting points, Ahmed. Now, the environment is the same, the temperature is the same from Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He was taking a shower with the mud. We call it the mud.
Yeah.
So do you want the mud, not the mud, the mud, some amount of water. If we are talking about the mud, it's almost more than this water, or the double size from this glass of water for taking shower.
I know.
Now, when you are going for the wudu, for praying for salat, the water comes very less. You know, you have the small bottle water, the 330 milliliters.
Yes.
I saw someone that he complete a full wudu with half of it.
I know.
You know,
it's amazing.
Yeah, so that's the concept, the knowledge.
You said it. It's a behavior.
Yes.
You said it. Well put. I want the doctor here to tell us exactly how far we are from accomplishing a dream of healthy city.
Well, with respect to water and wastewater treatment and reuse back in the city, I mean, it's need a huge collaboration. I mean, between the consultancy, the university in Kuwait, and the main thing are the 2 ministries, which is the Ministry of Public Work and Ministry of Water and Electricity. For example, if you want to apply it for a new city, you have to have the new network in order to use the fresh water and reuse what's being treated like from the municipal wastewater. That will reduce the pressure, I mean, on the fresh water that we are using from the desalination plant, and capable of using the treated water back in our usage at home. I mean, for example, I mean, if you can switch between using fresh water by using treated water for the flushing and the irrigation back at home, or the cleaning, that will reduce the pressure and reduce the cost of money that we are paying yearly for the bills.
What about the water in the mosques?
The water in the mosque is like it's categorized.
See, this is what I'm talking about.
Yes, it's categorized.
We pray 5 times, so we use lots of water to clean up.
The thing with the mosque is that we have maybe around 50 or 60 mosques in Kuwait, maybe more. And the thing
50 what?
Mosques, maybe or more. But the thing is that they are not connected to any network, sewage network. So the amount of money being using there is huge. I mean, and it's different from mosque to mosque. But the thing is that the contamination of those water is very low, so we can treat it very easily. At least we can reuse it in the mosque, for example, for wudu, for ablution, or the irrigation and other accesses within the same mosque. I mean, yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about electricity, and I have a report here. It's all about the biggest plant in the world in India. For example, the country has the largest projects in the world establishing power solar system. That's in India. That's amazing.
Yes.
We have a report here, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy it and come back with us.
Bright and fiery and mighty generous, our glorious sun has always been radiating light and beauty. But never before has its power been harnessed the way it has been in the 21st century. And now, more than ever, with depleting fossil fuels worldwide, the sun takes center stage.
India is one of the fastest growing economies, and energy is a crucial part for economic development. Huge demand for energy has led to vast utilization of natural resources. To meet this surging demand, solar energy is the best form of energy.
One country is taking long and fast strides towards a national goal of becoming one of the world leaders in solar power generation by 2022. India.
We have set ambitious targets. By 2030, we will reduce emissions by 33 to 35% of 2005 levels and produce 40% of our power from non-fossil fuels. We will achieve it by expanding renewable energy, for example, by adding 175 gigawatts of renewable energy generation by 2022.
That's a huge energy commitment, especially as India is generating only around 1/5 of its goal right now, with some 36 gigawatts of renewable power generation. Out of this, only 4,060 megawatts of the power generation comes from solar, a number India wants to inflate to 100,000 megawatts by 2022, or powering nearly 60 million Indian homes. Something like electrifying 1 1/4 the number of households in the United Kingdom. And for that, India needs something mega.
For such a mega-sized solar power plant, we require a huge patch of land, also the good solar radiations and the proximity with port for logistics purpose. And all this we found at Kamuthi in Tamil Nadu, and this was the beginning of how we started this project.
The Adani Group claims its plant will generate a maximum of 648 megawatts of power, making it one of the world's largest single-location solar power plants. Solar energy works on a simple principle. The sun's rays fall on solar cells, which convert sunlight into electricity. When sunlight hits the surface of a panel, it excites electrons in the cells, and they start to flow out as direct current. The direct current gets converted to alternating current using inverters. And finally, in most cases, this clean and renewable form of energy gets exported to the grid on a large scale. And this particular supervisory control and data acquisition system, or SCADA, was installed for a particular feature. Internally called the control philosophy, this feature will allow for limits to be set remotely on power generation. Depending on the grid requirement on any given day, instead of field engineers being sent on site to turn down inverters according to the grid's demand. 360 megawatts is already being evacuated to the grid, and the remaining would flow out as soon as the state grid gets ready to receive it.
It's the proudest moment of my life. Together, we achieved the unachievable.
648 megawatt solar power plant is a big pride for all of us, is a big pride for Adani Group, is a big pride for Tamil Nadu, and is a big pride for this country.
And the celebration begins now!
Well, I believe that everybody enjoyed that report, but here the doctor, he wants to clarify one thing about the mosques, and he wants to say?
As I mentioned, the 50 mosques is the ones that are not connected to the ministry network, or sewage network. But in general,
and
we have
to
the sewage
they
network.
They are connected.
50 not connected, but we have also around 1,300 mosques in Kuwait that we're only considering the study of those 50 mosques, for now.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go back to Mr. Al-Eidi. You must have some difficulties every once in a while in order for you to achieve a project.
Yes.
What exactly we're talking about the difficulties applying these programs on the activities that you have mentioned earlier?
Yes. Now, if we are talking about power and water conservation, we are talking about two main difficulties that we face. The first one is from the government point of view, and we have to be frank in this issue. We have to be clear. We have a big lack of laws, of rules, of obligations, and also of penalties for the people who are consuming more than they need. Also, we have one big issue related to the low tariff or the cost on the consumer for power and water. You know, Ahmed, The 1 kilowatt now costs the government 36 fils, and the customer pay for it only 2 fils. And when I say the customer, I'm considering all kind or categories of customers: government, residential, commercial,
and also
industries,
factories,
everything. But also the industry, they cost them 1 fils, as to as we can say that to encourage them to be producers. The second part of the difficulties is the social difficulty from us, our knowledge, as I mentioned earlier, our attitude, our how we can change our behavior from consuming the power and water. Also from the awareness and from the culture point of view. You know, we have a lot of fixed ideas about using water, about how we can use electricity, the power, number of lamps or lights in the houses. It's a matter of culture. I think these are the main two difficulties that we can face from a government point of view: the lack of laws and rules, and from the other side, from our side as a consumers, is the behavior
so
and
we
the
need
attitude.
to reshuffle the whole thing.
Of course.
I know that.
Of course.
Doctor, what about the industrial water treatment? Is it available in Kuwait? Can we reuse the water that we are using in the industrial area?
Yes, we have unfortunately one plant located in Wafar related to treat the industrial wastewater, which is like different from the municipal wastewater, such as including toxic materials, chemicals that can pass the conventional process we have in the municipal wastewater treatment plants. And we need to just encourage not only to expand that unit, also to have, that plant, but also to have more plants, because for our industrial areas in Kuwait, one plant won't be enough, to treat the waste we have. And
it's not enough.
No.
We need more? We
need more plants, and we need to reuse the treated wastewater at least within the industrial areas in order to, as I said.
How can we achieve that?
If you want to take the basis.
More equipment, more people, what?
It's about the network. For the wastewater generated in the industrial areas and will be like dumped, and how to be reused again in the industrial wastewater. So, for example, if you're talking about AHMED's industrial area or Shaiba, if you can justify or allocate a plan for them so that the treated water, the industrial treated water from those areas will be at least reused, then that will be helpful.
Is it true that they are dumping all the sewage in the Arabian Gulf?
I have no clue about it, but no, I'm not sure. No, I have no idea about it.
You have no idea. Mr. Al-Eidi, when exactly we can say we have accomplished our goal and this city here is a healthy city?
Yes.
Now I got you on this question.
Yes. No, I will answer it from my personal point of view for the indications. We call it, if you have any panel, electrical panel, you have indication lamps on it with the 3 or 4 lamps. I will talk about these indications, how I can see it, or how I can be confident 100% that we reach this concept of healthy city. The first one is the waste recycling. When we recycle all our waste, and these wastes are fortune. We have a lot of waste that could increase the whole government or the country income. Secondly, efficient consumption. And here I'm talking about use what you need.
That's it.
Use it without lose it. That's the concepts that we have to use power and water with it. The third one is to reduce pollution from all point of views. Now, each kilowatt produce 0.75 kilograms CO2 emissions.
Yes.
Each kilowatt, single kilowatt. So you can just imagine, or by doing a small calculation, and see how you, as a person, as a one person, how can you produce CO2 emissions into the air.
That's a killer.
Yes. The third thing is to apply
the doctor doesn't like that.
Yes. And conservation laws, how we can set a new rules for conservation of energy and power, and to encourage people for conservation. Finally, we have to improve the whole environmental knowledge.
No.
From the early years, KG, grade 1, grade 2, I'm talking the early years for the students. We have to put these ideas in them as long as they are so small so they can change their behavior.
See, to me, I would love to keep on asking and asking and asking. There is no limitation for this, but unfortunately, this is all the time that we have. Thank you for both of you, and I hope to see you once again in the near future where you have the best city, healthy city in the state of Kuwait.
Inshallah.
Honestly. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
I would like to thank Dr. Hussein Mohammed Safar, Research Associate Scientist, and also Engineering, Ali Yusuf Al-Eidi, Head of Technical Committee for the Conversation in the Government Sector. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, this is all the time that we have right here on your favorite and the most informative program, To The Point. I hope we gave you all the needs that you needed. Wishing you to see you once again next week, the same time, Wednesday at 8 o'clock. Be there. Good night and bye-bye.